Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Minor,
And I'm Tu Johnson. Welcome to Unlikely Angel Brand series.
and today we'll be exploring what it really means to see people for who they are, not just who we assume them to be.
It's about more than kindness. It's about open-mindedness, respect, and recognizing the value in everyone we meet.
Because remember, be careful who you overlook. They might just be an angel.
Let's discover the power of inclusivity, resilience, and the simple moments that bring us all together. Throughout this episode, you'll hear stories from people who remind you that everyone has something to offer.
You'll see how rejection, recognition, and understanding shape the way we view ourselves and others.
And by the end, we hope you see yourself and those around you in a whole new light.
I'm Chase again, and we're here with Unlikely Angel. I'm here with...
Brooklyn Summers. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Tu, and I'm here with...
Lundy, nice to meet you too.
Who are we here with today?
Jordan.
My name is Hilda.
Gabby.
Mary.
I have a couple questions to ask you, if that's okay.
Thank you so much for coming to chat with us a little bit. I wanted to kind of get to know you a little bit, but more than anything, with the Unlikely Angel series, was there ever a time you felt overlooked? And if so, how did you handle that rejection? Who did you lean on? What did you do?
Was there ever a time where you overlooked someone, and what did you learn from that experience?
Where I was overlooked by someone or where I overlooked? Oh, okay.
I felt overlooked being born into the United States society.
I think naturally you do overlook people out of ignorance sometimes.
There's no big instances throughout my life where I was specifically overlooked, but I think just being in terms of minority, being a Hispanic female, right? Whenever I would go show up to places, they're just kind of oh, what is she gonna bring to the table kind of thing, right? But just more so not being taken into account too much versus overlooked, right?
I think what I learned a lot recently is I'm a member of the sober community on the West Side. So I meet a lot of people who have been overlooked a lot and hear a lot of stories about people I know now and what their past is and how their past just doesn't correlate with the person they are now.
I feel like what I did was kind of just show up one day and I was confused as how did I get here? What am I doing on earth?
And a lot of those stories you hear about people who haven't been seen before. And once they are seen, they become a different person, So I find that really beautiful, which is why I'm talking to you guys. I love that. I love the idea of that.
In terms of the other questions, if I've overlooked things, I think throughout our lives, there's we go about our own lives and do our own thing where it's easy to overlook other people. So I will say that I've done that in the past, but I am trying to be a bit more conscious about being aware about doing that, taking other stories into consideration, kind of what y'all are doing, just to be more empathetic and be more understanding of people's situations because everyone's going through something different.
And so shortly after, I was taken to New Zealand by my family where I got to get some perspective and see life from a different culture. And then bringing that back to the United States kind of helped liberate me to kind of, appreciate more of nature and things that were really important to me to help to be more connected instead of disconnected. And so for me, it was family and nature and traveling.
Have you ever experienced a time where you were overlooked or underestimated?
Tell me about a time that you personally experienced rejection or were underestimated.
There are some people in this world who are often overlooked, and I just want to know about a time where you felt overlooked.
Every day, and I like it that way.
Oh, you like it that way. Why do you feel that way?
I'm born the year of the rat, so I just like to sneak around and get shit done and have people not look at me,
Maybe in the past, maybe at school when you weren't picked for the team, you think, oh, well, I could have been picked for that. And think, oh, no, the other person's got it. And you just have to think, well, okay, they're the better person. But you kind of have to still, go on. And then you just get yourself right, yeah.
How did you handle that rejection? And for lack of a better word, how did you handle dealing with that? What did you do to process and move forward?
Well, here's an interesting one. I'm a Black transgender woman, and I am from North Carolina. I transitioned in September of 2019, and my family didn't take too kind to it. And, at that time, I was pretty much cut off the family tree. It was just a horrible situation. I didn't know where to go. And I had dabbled in the music industry out here before, so I was kind of familiar with the area. And it kind of was tipping towards a violent point of me being physically assaulted by them. And I already deal with diagnosed PTSD from sexual assault. I was in the mental hospital because I had a breakdown from it. It was a a long, horrible story. But in short, I was ostracized by my family, for lack of a better word. Now, I am living in a car, a rental car, mind you. I do food deliveries in the morning. I have to drive 3 towns over to take a shower every morning. I haven't seen my family in years. I still talk to a couple of people here and there in the family, but I'm not welcome back. I can't go there for refuge or to not have to live in the car no more.
And how would you say that's kind of influenced the way you look in the future and the way you handle yourself now?
The way that that's influenced me and how I handle myself and looking towards the future, I'd like to help make the world a more loving, a more kind, a safer, more caring place. And if I can do that by growing food, I'd like to do that.
I lost the chance to sign with Rock Nation because I'm transgender. And it's just been so many losses. So the only way that I've been able to deal with it is just by truly knowing that I'm not alone and that Jesus Christ is helping me, keeping me safe.
So you say you're a part of the sober community, right? So what did you overlooking someone or you being overlooked, did that do anything for you in your sobriety journey?
I think looking at it from the other side, like being seen and being heard really helped get out of a hole I was in. And I think you notice that tons of people in the community that, you know, once they feel seen and feel heard, they feel safe and accepted, and then life becomes a bit easier to overcome stuff.
We back again. I found another angel that has stopped to chat with me. My name is Tu once again, and I'm here with...
My name is Kane.
Name's Kane, for sure. So how you doing, man? How's everything?
It's good, it's good. It's a beautiful morning. Even though there's a little fog coming off the water, that shit'll burn up.
Have you ever been overlooked?
Oh, I think we all are. Points in time in our life. Sometimes we get too much shine for the wrong things, though. That's the only time we get recognition. So it becomes like a pattern or a season, you know, that you try to repeat. Maybe it's a gratifying moment to be looked at maybe as a bad whatever. You know, the villain, the shit that the movies do with the comic books and all that.
And so I was recently offered an opportunity to go to HIP Ag, or the Hawaii Institute of the Pacific Agricultural. And so it's an organic farm training school in Kohala, North Big Island. So the north of the Big Island in Kohala. That's kind of like my plan and my way forward.
Yeah, for me, like, it's just I spend a lot of time down here on the boardwalk, and there's a lot of guys who haven't had that opportunity yet, you know, but just saying hey and giving them a bottle of water or something, you know, you can tell it's going to help them for a couple of minutes. It might not help them for the rest of the day, but for those 2 minutes, they feel seen and heard. And if more people do that kind of thing, then it helps.
Yeah, they say a small act of kindness goes a long way. You never know you got that angel looking over you. To follow up with that question, you mentioned that you felt overlooked, one being Hispanic and the two being a woman. So in your opinion, how can we help the more minority communities who are overlooked because of their race or their gender? What group of people do you think are the most overlooked?
At the moment? Oh my goodness.
That's a very great loaded question. Really, I think sparking up conversation, kind of like y'all did today, right? Where you just kind of go up to someone like, hey, like, how are you doing? How you been? That kind of thing. Sometimes it is hard to approach people, but really in itself, like, it's a communication, listening to someone's story to learn more about them and being open about that. Also just building a community in that sense, right?
I think there's a lot of people that are overlooked at the moment, right? Like, there's a lot of people in the news that are overlooked. There's a lot of people day to day in this community that are overlooked, you know, like, I think the thing I struggle with at the moment is, I don't know, it's just culture at the moment, right? It's kind of a bully culture. It's a fear-led culture at the moment, you know, so, and I think there's so many parallels between people here, people all over the world that are kind of suppressed, not seen, not heard, and bullied in society. And I don't know, it's difficult, man. We need a bit more humanity at the moment.
I mean, it's scary, like 2, 3 in the morning, you be hearing all kind of crazy stuff, like outside the car, like nobody belongs in that kind of situation. No holidays, birthdays, nothing, you know. It's very hard, you know, but I deal with it by just knowing that I am an angel, I am a child of God, and I'm not alone. And this is what my chain represents, you know, a baby angel, you know. I guess it's a spiritual thing for me.
How do you think we can help these people that are just overlooked and being bullied by society?
I think listening and hearing their voices. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and genuinely listening, not just sort of giving lip service and letting them speak. It's like listening, hearing, and meeting in the middle somehow. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's as simple as that. If someone tells you something and they want something, you're never just going to say, yeah, no problem. But if you hear it, you can work something out in the middle, right? You know, and that works for everybody.
For example, this is kind of like out of the scope, but I like coffee and running, right? Go to like a coffee club or a running club, get to meet people of similar interests, right? Same thing with like what y'all are doing here.
And so I want to shout out a huge mentor, a huge inspiration. His name's Paul Isaac. And so if you've never heard of Paul Isaac before and you have any interest in family, in nature and music, he's leading the like kind of like the forefront or at the forefront of permaculture, sustainability, organic farming, as well as Erica and Dash Kerr. And so I'm just shouting them out because they're like unlikely angels. And so they're giving me an opportunity. And so I just wanted to share that with anyone who might be searching for a way forward.
Well, from your answers, it definitely does sound like you're an unlikely angel. Not only here on the boardwalk, passing out waters, but just being kind and, you know, being grateful for the sober community.
Thank you, Jordan. That was really wonderful, and we appreciate you being here with our series, Unlikely Angel.
And we have a donut for you right here.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Cool. All right. Well, good luck today. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Guys, yeah, good luck with
You have a great day.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Today's story reminded us that rejection doesn't define us. How we move forward does.
Whether it's giving someone a chance, seeing past your first impression, or learning from the past, every moment shapes how we connect with the world.
So be careful who you overlook, because they might just be an angel.
Ain't just me.
Was my diction better? Look kind of like this. And the black pants. Yeah. Hey, my air arms. Hey. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Everybody put your hands in the air. Unlikely angel on the shirt, and you know we got it under there. We got wings and things. Black queens, black kings. Yada mean. Ooh, Steve. Hey, yo, I'll get out the hood with that one.